Good morning, Jim Hodges here, Buddy here. Buddy is a 6.5-month-old golden retriever that came in for our residency program. Really sweet guy, all puppy. He gets excited, he gets happy. We like that. We want to make sure that we encourage that when we're interacting with family, as long as it's within our parameters and boundaries. The only other thing that we really need to work on, two things. One is a little bit more socialization. He seems to be very well socialized with other animals, dogs, cats, horses, rabbits, things that we have here on our farm. He does real well with. One of the things we have seen is sometimes he has a little bit of concern with new things and new environments, objects such as that. You know, the beautiful thing about obedience is we can use that to give him the confidence to address those things. And how do we do that? When we walk out and see something scares him or worries him, we're remaining calm. We're not going to sit here and placate him and say, oh, poor buddy, because I believe that reinforces what his feelings are. But we're going to see what the situation is, back off of it a safe distance where it's not bothering him, and gradually use our obedience to work him back closer, okay? And then praising along the way. May not happen in one session, but if you'll continue to work it quickly, when I say quickly, I'm not talking about once every 2 years, but once every couple of days, he will get accustomed to it. He's done that here, and he'll be fine. The only other thing is with him, with a puppy, he seems to be a little tentative at times, unsure of himself. Again, obedience will help with that. When we put consistent boundaries and structure, he'll be fine. But when we're working with him in obedience, what we want to do is be real calm with our commands. We can still praise him, but the most important thing, maybe not so much calm, is be deliberate. Let him hold the commands for a few seconds. Don't be in a hurry to work through, because that's going to have him bounce up out of the command. And he bounces up because he is unsure about what's going on. At least that's what I feel like, okay? So we slow it down. If he does bounce up, we're going to be ready for it. And we're going to come right back and give him a nice little tap, nothing to hurt him, tell him no, and put him back in whatever that command is. And we don't see it too much in the down, but we have seen it in the sit command, okay? So we're going to work. We're going to walk through everything. We have our cat out this morning. I don't know if you see it, but he's all over the place. One of them, Peso, and he's sort of enamored with it. That's fine, because he's been around the cats and likes them, and the cats like him from a safe distance. So here we go. Buddy, you ready? Let's go. So my let's go is my walk command. Real easy, real quick. Look where my hand is. So many people want to hold the leash up here in the beginning, and later it's okay. But when we're teaching, we want to be real close. We don't want the leash tight. We want it loose, okay? And we're walking, and I believe let's go is on our left side, okay? Right here. Why left side? Because if we're walking in the neighborhood, we're walking facing traffic, okay? And we want to make sure that we stay in between the cars, the traffic coming, and him to keep him safe. So we're here. If he starts, and if your dog starts to lead out this way or lead out that way, you're going to tap right back to your side, okay? Tell him no, let's go, then good boy. When we bite, we always bite with no at the same time, and then we come back and reassure him when he's doing it right, good boy. When he's doing it right, that he's doing it right, okay? Some dogs you're going to see a propensity to be real go-getter. You got to be ready for that, and you're going to provide that consequence back, okay? Again, consequence is not designed to intimidate, dominate, break his spirit, hurt him, or have him fear us, but it is to let him know, hey man, I'm the leader, follow my lead, and things will be lovely from there. I truly believe, and I've been told this on more than one occasion, that their dogs love them. With my residency dogs, their dogs loved them before they came, but now that love and respect, but that love has gone to a totally different level when they have instinctively and naturally become their dog's leader. And becoming their dog's leader, we talked about consequence, is praise, combination of words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion, not only in obedience, but when we're just sitting here, good boy. So what did I do there? He's not in a sit command, good, and he looked at me, good boy. We're telling him that what he's doing at this moment in time is great. Laying at your feet at night, watching television, good boy. He said, okay, I can do this. When he's interacting with children and other people and he's being calm, Good boy. And as we do obedience, he knows that we're letting him know that everything is well. Let's go. Hear that tone? You remember I said words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion? That's what that let's go is, okay? We're trying to encourage him with our command. Attaboy, let's go. So he does that well. If you got one of those dogs that test, in the beginning, you're going to change directions. And the reason you're changing directions is to teach him to focus on us. Once we've got his focus, then we move on to our normal, nice, long, casual walks. Same thing with jogging. When we start to jogging, it's a let's go. He's just going our speed, and our job is to keep him here again. If he starts to wander off, we tap back. No, let's go. All right, let's go. And here comes Peso. So I'm going to turn. No. He started to turn, but I bit him anyway, okay? I should have said let's go, but I was talking to you. We're going back to the cat again. Good job. Now, sit. Good boy. I tell him to sit, he does it, I'm going to pet him. He's going to look back every once in a while, that's okay. My hand signal for sit is just like this. I'll tell him to sit and give him the hand signal. Now he has to hold that sit until I release him, okay? I believe with most all dogs, especially big bone dogs, I'm not going to keep them in a sit forever because I worry about the pressure on their rear ends, okay? So from sit, we can go to any other command. I'm going to go to the BREAK command. Watch what happens when I do it. I actually loaded up a little treat here. Okay, great. What did I do? I stepped back. Good boy. Give him a little treat. Pet him, love him. I stepped back with him and told him to break. Hand signal is like that. And when he came to me, where did he come? Right here. Really important when we're dealing with a cat behind us because the break is the precursor to the come command. And notice my hands were here. I had a little treat loaded. I'm going to do that with break or come, but our job is to get him to focus here. If we hold our hand here for that break or come command and he sees Peso or another cat, he may decide he likes that better than the treat, off leash, even on leash, and take right on off. Here, we're teaching him multiple times, good boy. He's looking at me. That's another thing that he has a problem with. We want to make sure we praise and love him when he's looking at us, okay? And it doesn't have to be in command or anything because he's not in a sit right now. But I had told him to sit. If he did not sit then, I broke him. But if he did not sit when I told him to sit, let's go. We're going to come back around, circle back around, reset, sit. Good. If he did not sit then or popped up out of the sit, it would be no. Tap up, no, sit. Good boy once he does it. The secondary praise after consequence is never as strong as the first one. We're just trying to reassure him with touch, with our words, that he's doing the right thing. So, hey, good boy. Good boy. Don't have to give him a treat all the time. Let's go. So that's what sit and let's go looks like. Now, sit. Hand signal up, down. Good boy. That's my hand signal from in front. I told him to down. When he downs, he's to lay down, hold that down until we release him. I didn't say the word S-T-A-Y. If I said S-T-A-Y, stay. Now that means pack your bags. You're going to be there a while. You can chew a bone, you can smell the ground, you can roll over on your side and go to sleep. Typically, my stay means you're going to be there for more than 2 or 3 minutes and you don't have to worry about me. When I just do a normal down, he needs to watch for me the next time. I'm going to cut this stay short, but normally try to let it be an extended period of time. Okay, that's going to teach you. That down and down stay is so powerful for you or for our owner or the leader of the pack to show them that they're the leader, because the down is the most submissive command a dog will have to do. Now watch this, break. Well, he didn't do it the way I wanted to do, but he came to me. I was going to lead into the COME command, but he was just a little lethargic there, so I didn't want to tell him to come, because I want to tell him to come when he's excited. Let's go. So now we did the DOWN from in front, okay, down, from the side, just like that, same thing. If, no, down, smelling the ground. I wanted to bite him for that. Good. Okay, sit. Hear that tone of voice, okay? Let's go. So the next thing is the place is, and did you see him jump? That's why we take our time through commands. He's ready to move on to the next thing. If you go back and replay it, you'll see. That's where I was talking earlier about being calm, deliberate right now. Don't always have to be that way, but let him get comfortable and confident in the command that he's doing and watching. But places, lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book, I don't care. I've said it a million times in my life probably. I like it to be a comfortable bed, okay? He can do this easily for a couple of hours. You can give him something to chew on, I don't care. His job is to stay on the bed, and it doesn't matter if little kids are running by, if company comes in, if another dog is in the room, he has to stay there. In the beginning, everything we do is a loose leash, but we quickly, once we establish who we are as the leader, start to get away from the leash, especially like with place inside. We'll use a little tab. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I don't have one on me now, but it's a mini leash. So what would happen is at some point in time, if he decided to get up, all I would do is grab the leash, and you remember how I said, let's go, we tap back here to our side when he gets away? We're gonna tap right back to the middle, no, place. So if we were over across the room and he broke it, we would calmly, we wouldn't get excited and go crazy, we'd calmly go pick up the leash or the tab, no, place, good boy, and then we go right back to where we were. He needs to realize it doesn't matter where we are, okay? It's what we asked him to do. And for those of you who work with me, that's my environment scenario thing. I've never seen it in writing, but dogs live and work in environments and scenarios, things that they have successfully built on in the past. And it's our job to expose them to as many things that they know that all they have to do is listen to mom and dad. Okay, Frank, let's go. Good boy. So that's placed. Oh, and I pointed at the bed to tell him to place. That's how I do it. So in the beginning, I do it close, place. Good boy. Praise him when all 4 feet hit. But gradually what I'll do is I'll start sending him from further and further away so that he knows when he's just being a dog inside in a month, maybe less, maybe a little longer, depending on how much you can do, that he's supposed to go get in his bed. You don't have to have the leash on. Okay, let's go. Good boy. We're going to keep working you. Good. Next thing, this guy is allowed on furniture, okay? So we used it as a load up command. Okay, load up. Good boy. Break. So load up is the same point, just as is the place, but we tell him to load up. Loading up, we've taught him how to load up in the back of the vehicles. Smaller and larger, jumps right back into the hatch. He does it very well now. Just had to give him confidence. And that's what obedience does, is give your dog confidence and security as long as you're consistent. He'll load up on furniture. We tell him to do it, fine. When it's time to get off, it's break or let's go or whatever the case may be, okay? So another thing that we have is sit. Good boy. Sit command was what he did. Now we're getting ready to do the heel command, okay? Heel command is just a much tighter, much more regulated, let's go. His job is to stay right here in this box. A little bit tighter, but the most important thing is I use this in crowded situations so he knows he needs to pay a little more attention, and when we stop, he sits. You have to realize that if you all of a sudden stepped off, he's not ready for that. You have to give him a chance to react. So hand signal, heel. In the beginning, I take a few steps, stop, good boy. And notice I can step away, and he has to hold that, good boy, till I release him. So you notice I told him, good boy for doing it. Then I got out here, I said, good boy. That's not for doing the sit command, that's for holding the sit command. We're going back, heel. Now watch when I step off. I step off, see how he's coming right back to the box? We give him that chance. Turn around, he comes right back around, sit, atta boy, good boy, break it. So you notice when I turned around, I actually straightened back up, because if I'd have stopped in the turn, there's no way he could have been exactly in that box, okay? We give him a chance, straighten out, just like when I stepped off, we keep moving so he has a chance to, good boy, so he has a chance to move into our box, our side, okay? Hopefully the last command is the COME. So I use this for the hand signal. We do this on leash. I'm gonna go ahead and explain it 2 ways. We do it on leash. On leash, we ask him to come. If he doesn't come, we're gonna tap the leash right back here. His job is to come right here and sit, all right? But when he comes, fine. In the beginning, just like with the break, I may step back. I like to say we're a magnet. And when we step back, when we want our dogs to come, on leash or off leash, it could possibly turn a game of encouragement of coming or even a game of catch. Off leash, when you ask him to come, don't tell him to come unless you know he's gonna come. So how do you do that? You hold a toy, you hold a treat. He likes toys. Hold a toy, hold a treat, get his attention. And you do this inside first, okay? Or just you walk in the door, you call him, call his name, you hear him start pitter-patter and running to you. When he starts running to you, your hands come here with the toy or a treat, because we're trying to teach him to come in right here to this spot. On the come command, he would sit. If he was off leash and he didn't, you would just grab him by the scruff and pull him up. If you have a leash, you would tap up for the SIT. So it wouldn't be no come if he came up and sat, it would be no sit. If he did not come or come right, we would tap here. One of the good things about doing the come command on leash over and over and over, it starts to teach him what's going on. You have to be positive. The other thing about come on leash or off leash, if you call him or he does something wrong, you don't call him to you and punish him. You don't call him to you and do anything negative. That could just be something negative to him, not necessarily negative to you. You always make sure when he comes to you, he gets paid off with love, affection, a ball, what have you. So he starts to get very good thoughts about this. A while ago when I did the break and I said, oh, this didn't work like I wanted it to, okay? And the good thing about me being a dog trainer, I did it right. I wanted him to really be moving to me. But in the beginning, when you tell him break, and he said, hallelujah, I'm not working. And he starts running to you. When he's committed to running to you, that's when you would tell him to come. Why? Because he's happy running to you. And when he's happy, you tell him that word come, it gives you warm fuzzies. I know there are words and situations in your life that warm fuzzies occur. We're trying to create that for him. Okay, let's go. So we're gonna turn back around. Let's sit, let's do sit. He could do it out of the sit or the down. Treat, come. See how I step back? Good boy. Let him look at me. Good. Just like with the heel, he's in that command, the sit command right now, okay? So off leash, I wouldn't have told him to come unless I knew he was coming. So how would I do that? I would break. I would be out here and say, hey buddy, look what I got, come. And wait till he starts to come. Still didn't do that exactly the way I would want him to do when he's real excited, but at least that's good for your demonstration purposes to see what's going on. Attaboy, break. That's basically it. You work him, you have fun working him. You know, I tell people in the beginning, first 4 to 6 weeks with most dogs, try to work 10, 15 minutes at least once, sometimes twice a day if you can. Then life needs to be real life. For example, with me, one of the things that I feel like makes us a little bit different than everybody else, besides leadership, which I believe is God expanded, if you will, besides leadership is these guys live with me in my home. So they understand what real life training is. They understand when I put them in a down or a place and my dogs walk around, it doesn't matter. I told you to do that. They understand how to get along with other dogs and not be crazy as everything, running around playing inside, because my dogs can't play inside. All they can do is mouth fight. They can lay down and bite each other, but they can't run around. That's one of the good things about real life. So what you're gonna do is you can work him a minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, but in the beginning, you need to do that extended training to help him. Try to, once you start to get the idea and he listens, change environments. I can't think of anything else. He's a really good boy. He's gonna be a good boy. In fact, his temperament and personality as he gets older would make him a great therapy dog. I could see that happening, or an emotional support dog. He's got that capability. All depends on you and what you do with him going forward. I appreciate you guys so much. Jim Hodges Dog Training, 336-945-3232. If you ever need me, you pick up the phone and call me, okay? I'm here for you. My clients, my residency clients, all they gotta do is call me. There's no charge to come back and work. I wanna help you. If I go to you, I would charge. Last thing, and it's so important to me, thank you and God bless you. Take care.